Okay, it's 8:41 in the morning on March 23rd, maybe. It's whatever Thursday is. And just pushing off and going to try for as far as Little Falls tonight. Have a reservation at the Nights Inn Motel. And then from there, next day, make it to Canastota. And then finally the home stretch. So we'll shoot some video along the way. Nice day, and tomorrow's supposed to be good. Chance of showers on Saturday. That's what they're saying, and by the end of this we'll know how good the weather was. Alright, it's 8:58 and we've just gone through downtown Schenectady and about to get on the bike path for quite a ways out to Schoharie Crossing. A little bit of time on Route 5S. I just went past Rotterdam Kiwanis, and this first little wet spot, our turtles are out. So not as many as down by Patty's, but at least there's some. Just had a guy ride along with me for a mile or so. He's just out for his exercise and was all curious as to where I was going and everything. So probably when I hit 5S up here, I'll stick with it rather than go to where the turtles live. Back on the bike path, just west of Rotterdam Junction, and it's pretty clear they've opened up culverts to try to drain down these backwater ponds. See a lot of exposed mud bottom where there used to be just plain water. Saw a couple of turtles out, some geese. I got a squirrel up here. Some big turtle down there. More turtles. Oh, that's almost North Carolina, South Carolina style. There's probably a dozen of them on that log. Okay, it's 10:25 and we're just coming into Amsterdam. Been on the bike path here for the last mile or two. We're on 5S from about the other side of Rotterdam Junction through to the other side of Pattersonville. So it's Route 30 that we're going to go under. And the old Armory building in Amsterdam. And this is a packed gravel stretch just west of Fonda, Fultonville area. Runs right next to the thruway. A few ruts in it, but the surface is firm. So I'll put this camera up before I get tossed. Well, the crocuses are out. We've got one in our yard too. And we're in a place called Randall, which I had never heard of. So you can probably see the "You Are Here" spot just before Canalway. It's about 12:30 and we've gone 37.5 miles in 3 hours of pedaling, just a little over 12 miles an hour. A lot of it's been on the packed gravel, which is fairly slow going, 10-11 miles an hour. You can get 16, 17 when you're on the shoulder of 5S. But it's kind of picturesque and very stress-free. So kind of just sip some water here for a little bit and then continue on. We're in the stretch called the Noses. It's basically where the river cuts through between a ridge. Ruth will know the geographic term. But the last kiosk told about when they put the canal in, the problems they had with rock slides in this area and the maintenance issues. And so along through here there are freshly fallen rocks, including right out into the bike path. And I assume that's what the flags are, is to warn you of the hazardous conditions. So it's kind of slow going, 9-10 miles an hour because of the unpaved trail. But it's scenic, and you don't have the traffic whizzing by like you do down on the paved road, but there's good shoulders there, so if it gets muddy or whatever, that's an option. And behind me is a kind of little scenic waterfall coming down from the embankment. there's a kind of a view of the cut. But you got the bike path, the old Erie Canal, the Thruway, 5S. They all have to go through here. So we're now in Sprakers, which is just before Canajoharie. And just to give you an idea of the bridge over one of these creeks. And this doubles as a snowmobile trail. Okay, it's 1:45. We've come 45.5 miles. We're on the far side of Canajoharie, and just learned from this kiosk that the Canajoharie Library has quite an art collection, donated from the founder of Beechnut, and they have, I think it said, 23 Winslow Homer paintings. So stuff you wouldn't know otherwise. So we have about 17 miles left to go to Little Falls, something like that. So if we're on the road, be about an hour and a quarter probably. If I stay on the path, which I think I'll do just to take it for the whole length, be closer to 2 hours. So by 4 o'clock should be at the motel, and that's pretty much what I had planned originally. So far everything's going well. Here we're in Fort Plain, and the path has been paved from Canajoharie on, so we're doing 13-14 instead of 9-10. Much nicer. Okay, in Fort Plain there's a supermarket right off the bike path. Okay, we're at Lock 16, I think is the number, and it's also called Mindenville. And according to my Google Maps bike directions, we should have come 53.4 miles. And, well, that was when we hit the little driveway. And according to my bike, we've gone 55.96. And I haven't worried about trying to follow the Google directions exactly. So, should have about 7 or 8 miles to go. Last stretch was just packed stone again, so about 10 miles an hour. Keep thinking I might see a turkey, but so far just squirrels. So that's about it for here. I've seen a few geese. Well, we've arrived at the Night's Inn in Little Falls, and went 65.59 miles in 6 hours and 3 minutes, an average speed of 10.82, and a maximum of 25.95. So that's about 2 miles more than the Google directions had listed. Didn't really take much in the way of detour, but pretty close. So Ruth will be over here in probably half an hour or so. My cell phone has no signal here, so I'd use the hotel room phone. We'll see what that costs, and we'll figure out what to do for dinner.